Hello and welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell, notifications every time I upload. And today we're going to be working on my van. It's a Volkswagen Transporter. It's the 2.5 TDI. Last weekend we went away and had a few issues. We pulled off the motorway, come to a roundabout, and it started running on 4 cylinders rather than the 5. It was fine under load when we were sort of like, 3,000 RPM, between 2 and 3,000 RPM. It seems to be running smooth and it was fine. Anything more than that and it lacked power. Anything less than that and it started to run on 4 cylinders, very rough. And then when we were pulling into the petrol station near Santa Pod, had a huge cloud of white smoke come out of the exhaust. Obviously everyone was looking because it smoked out the whole road. So much white smoke. But I was with a couple of friends, one who's an auto electrician, another one who's a tuning specialist, and they both said exactly the same thing: one of your injectors. So that's where we're going to start. They said if it's not one of your injectors, then we'll go down another route and we'll have a look at diagnosing the problem further with different means necessary. So they had a set of spare injectors. They've lent me them, and that's what we got here. So we've got some injectors here. We're going to go test fit in a minute. They've given me a couple of spanners as well because they've been bent specifically to get in there or something, because they're quite hard to get into. You need a special tool, but he's just bent them up. And these will be the injectors. Yeah, so we've got 5 injectors, that one with the sensor on it. Yeah. Alright guys, I guess we'll go get the old ones out and then we'll crack on with it. Right, let's get the car onto the drive, get the bonnet open, and let's start getting out the injectors. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is remove the whole intercooler, but I've just removed the bracket here just to start off with, just to show you what we've got to do. And we've got to remove all these pipes from the fuel injection pump. So these pipes, there's 5 of these pipes, obviously 5 injectors, so we need to remove all of them. And I started from the left and I named that number 1, and then number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, because we've got 5 injectors, so I've numbered them all. And I also put the direction of flow so I knew which way I was putting the pipes back on. I just didn't want to get them all mixed up and muddled and end up playing a jigsaw game trying to find out which ones go to where. So yeah, it just makes it a lot easier if you number them all from 1 to 5 and which one's the injector end and which end is the fuel injection pump. After removing the metal fuel pipe from the fuel injection pump to the injector using a 17mm spanner, you then have access to this 6mm hex bolt that holds on the clamp that clamps in the injector. So 6mm Allen key, get in there and get that one off. Right, now that's all done, the clamp's off, you need to also remove the fuel return lines, these rubber pipes at the top here, the rubber hoses, and then ideally you want to have a slider hammer, but I don't have one. That's where these 15mm spanners came into handy. They'd been slightly bent, so I was able to get up onto the end of the injector and give it a bit of a wiggle and get it out. To get it out, all you got to do is do the old wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah, it's a bloody nightmare, but it does come out. Bit of a wiggle and a pull. Happy days. Right, let's get the other 4 out. Right, so this is the 5th injector down here, the final one. I can't get in there to show you. There it is, just there. So that injector has a little sensor wire coming off it. You can see it there. What you need to do, get your under tray off, and under here, if you follow the wire down, it comes all the way down to this one here. So I've got to disconnect that, and then we'll pull that out, pull that injector out, and put the final injector in. Right, so they've all been swapped over now. Can't really see. Yeah, so they're all swapped over. I've put these hoses back on. I've now got to connect the metal pipes that go from there down to there. Or is it down to there? So we're going to connect all these back up. Luckily, I took notes of where all these go. So, if I put this piece of paper in like this, oh no, like that, sorry, and that corresponds to how the pipes have got to go back in. So number 1 being this end, and number 5 being this one here. So I'm going to use this and I can put all the pipes back in. Also, I did number them, so that one there, I know straight away that's number 2. The arrows, that's the direction the fuel travel. So that'll be the injector at that end. And what we need to start off with, because we're doing it in reverse, 4 and 5. So there's 4 there, then I've got the little arrows, and that's the direction of the travel of fuel. So I know these top ends are for the injectors. Let's get them fitted. So that's pretty much it, they're all in there now. Just make sure that when you are doing this job that you do replace the copper washers that are in there as well. Make sure that you fitted the copper washers. Make sure that these 17mm, what would you call it, 17mm nut on the end of the fuel pipe, make sure they're really nice and tight. I'm not sure on the torques on them, but they should be, yeah, tight as, yeah. Yeah, they were hard to undo, so they're hard to do up. Very tight. I'm not sure on the torque settings. I should have really looked into it. But the thing is you can't get on there with a torque anyway. There's just not enough room to get. Well, you can't get a torque over it, not unless you've got a special socket. So that's pretty much it. The injectors, you can see, were proper caked up, loads of carbon. I don't know if that's going to resolve my problem that I've got, but that is how you change the injectors. And remember, it is a high pressure fuel line. It is a little bit messy, but hopefully this video helps. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Safe.